Good morning. My name is Mike, and boy do we have a fun broadcast for you. Ever think to yourself, I wonder what that pain in my is? Well, you're in luck, because today we have a range of experts assessing the diagnostic accuracy of clinical tests for sciatic nerve entrapment in the gluteal region.
The purpose of the study is to determine the diagnostic accuracy of 3 exercises to determine sciatic nerve entrapment when compared to the endoscopic gold standard. The exercises include the straight leg raise, the seated piriformis stretch, and finally the active piriformis stretch, demonstrated by Cole Wilbanks.
It's me.
Hi, I'm the real Kevin, and I'll be talking about the methods. 33 individuals with a mean age of 43 years were included in this study. 23 subjects had endoscopic findings, while 10 subjects were not and were used as the control group. The results of the straight leg raise, active piriformis, and seated piriformis stretch were reviewed for each subject and compared between both groups.
Hi, and welcome. The results of this study were rather fascinating. When combined, the active piriformis test and the seated piriformis stretch test, they had a sensitivity of 0.91 and a specificity of 0.80. Therefore, when the 2 tests are combined, it can be helped to identify patients with and without sciatic nerve entrapment in the deep gluteal region.
All right, so now we're going to talk about whether or not this is clinically applicable. Was the test accurate? Yeah, it was. But is it clinically applicable, Leanne?
Well, that's a good question, Bo. I think it is, but it also depends.
Depends on what, Leanne?
Well, good thing we have Caitlin and Cole Wilbanks to tell us.
Hey guys, it's me, Cole Wilbanks.
Thanks, Bo and Leanne. I'm Caitlin Woodswall. So what did we learn from this study? The straight leg raise, the seated piriformis test, and the active piriformis test are not sufficient by themselves for diagnosing sciatic nerve entrapment. The seated piriformis test has the highest positive likelihood ratio, but it still can't diagnose accurately by itself.
And this is the real Cole Wilbanks. I'm here to tell you that we can combine the active seated piriformis stretch test and the standing seated piriformis stretch test. We can confirm that these 2 combined show clinical significance. But there is a 1 out of every 42 participants that show a false positive. So we will not be using these tests combined.
There was no attrition bias in this study because all participants were able to do all parts. Now on the jack for performance.
Performance bias did not occur because it seems that subjects in each group were treated equally. All subjects underwent the same clinical examination prior to undergoing surgery.
It does not seem from the study that detection bias played a role because even the piriformis stretch did not have a great likelihood ratio on its own. It is possible though that there was detection bias because the clinicians were not blind to the patient's arthroscopic results.
Selection bias did occur because all subjects came from the same orthopedic surgery practice that specialized in hip conditions. Therefore, this is probably not indicative of the general population. Next, we'll hear from Jack and Sarah about the statistical analysis.
Thanks, Emily. Hey, it's me again, Cole Wilbanks. The study used sensitivity and specificity analysis to determine the clinical examination's ability to correctly identify those with SNE and those without SNE. Now to Sarah, who's here with me to talk about the likelihood ratios.
The likelihood ratios for each of these tests was either 5 or really close to 5, suggesting a moderate increase in reliability. This is Vernon and Sarah signing off.